Welcome back to the Delivering More platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alcar. Thank you so much for consuming the content morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could hit that subscribe button down below, that's going to help us out more than you could ever know. I have another fantastic driver spotlight to bring to you folks today. I know typically it's Sade. It's me in the seat, but we're bringing to you a Northeast Ohio driver who made her way down to our Canton, Ohio headquarters.
That long, treacherous drive.
Long, treacherous? Did you take 77?
Yes.
Was it backed up this morning?
Oh,
How
yes.
was it?
Yes, it was backed up, and it's backed up going home, too. So.
Yeah, that's tough. We'll get you out of here quick.
It's fine. It's fine. I always enjoy coming down here and seeing everybody.
We have Penny with us today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
Awesome. I appreciate it. We did a previous driver spotlight with you and Megan in office. It was me and Tristan, though.
Yeah, right.
And now it's just me. I think it might be better just talking to me and not having to deal with Tristan.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. No, don't tell him that, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make sure he sees that. I'm going to make sure he sees
No, Tristan was like the first guy, that I really, I can say bonded with, but like he was great when he was on dispatch and really helped me out when I first started. So I always have a special place in my heart for him.
Yeah, hey, I feel the same. I got a special place in my heart for that kid as well. We'll start out pretty simple, right? We'll talk about your time in the food delivery space, maybe a little bit outside of it, and then obviously we're here to talk about Gridwise a little bit, that platform and how we utilize it with our gig work. So starting out, we'll go over your stats on the DeliverThat platform.
My stats?
Yeah, lifetime stats. I got them.
Oh, you've got them. Oh,
well, yeah.
okay.
Do you have a guess on how many deliveries you've done and what the total food cost delivered is?
No. I mean, a lot. That's all I can say. A lot.
A lot? It is. So we have a start date for you of June 6th, 2021. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then total deliveries, 1,809.
Is that a lot?
That's a ton.
Okay.
That's a ton.
Well, I don't know if it's a lot compared to other drivers. So
I think comparatively, we've had a couple drivers who have done over 1,000 on the spotlights, but 1,800 is probably the most I think I've heard. At least. I don't know. That's a good question. We'd have to go back and check the archives.
Well, I enjoy doing it. So I mean, it's not hard doing something if you really enjoy doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
having fun for a living.
Yeah.
What about the food cost delivered?
Oh, it's got to be billions.
Billions. You're not that far off. You are encroaching on $1 million of food delivered.
Okay.
You're at $808,000 worth of food delivered, $421 and some change on the back end of there, but just under $809,000 worth of food cost delivered.
Well, I guess I got to get busy and get that $1 billion soon.
Yeah, you'll probably hit $1 million by what, summer next year? You think?
Yeah, maybe by December.
Yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanksgiving coming up.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all that. So yeah, it could be
not
pretty
a bad
lucrative.
Goal to have.
No, but I'd like to actually, from watching the last show that you did, where they were talking about the partnership between what's the grocery store? Wegmans. I wish we had a Wegmans here.
We were just you're talking about the live show.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we had a Wegmans here because I think Christian said that somebody did $2,900.
Yeah, and the average tip on those deliveries have been like over $40 too. They're lucrative.
Nice.
Hell of a delivery.
So get the guys that do the partnership thing to get us a Wegmans here.
Yeah, we need to get giant. What do you have up in Cleveland? You have Giant Eagle.
Giant Eagle, Myers, Heinen's.
Heinen's.
So
I've been to a Heinen's in Brecksville a couple times.
Yeah, and Heinen's is local. I mean, they're a local grocery store chain. I mean, their headquarters are in Warrensville Heights.
Okay.
And they're all pro Ohio and that. And I think they'd be a good candidate for that.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's something to consider. We're definitely, I think we've been venturing down a road where we're trying to work with some more grocery store chains, but in regard to catering, right? I don't think we're not getting into grocery delivery.
Right, what I'm saying is that they're, from their catering department. And they're one of the high-end, they are the high-end grocery store in this market, so.
Yeah, we'll consider it for sure, without a doubt. What about, let's go over maybe your time in the gig economy as a whole.
Okay.
How did you get started? What did you do previously before we got into food delivery in this space? And then how did we get to where we are now?
Well, I'd retired from a years-long career in journalism. I had done everything from broadcast journalism to print journalism, writing for magazines, freelancing, and that, and wanted something to do. And I'm not one of these sit-at-home type people that I'm going to watch soap operas or The Real Housewives. So actually, it was Megan that kind of turned me on to this, because I was, doing some part-time work at Target, just to like I said, have a reason to get up in the morning. And I saw her, and she came in, and we talked, and we got to be friends. And she said, you should get into this. And so I started out doing Shipt when it was at the height of the pandemic. And I felt that was really pretty rewarding, considering that we were bringing food to people that, in some senses, they had kids that were highly vulnerable to COVID and that. And it was like I said, it was rewarding. But she then introduced me to DeliverThat, and since then I just took off with it, because it's fun. I mean, a lot of people see a lot of places that most people don't see, like the interior of an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
Control room of a local jet ferrying place.
Yeah, like air traffic control stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly. So it's interesting, and you meet a lot of interesting people too. You meet some not so interesting people, but most of them are very nice.
What about what Shipt compared to DeliverThat? Was that like smaller orders, and then we're obviously doing like large scale catering? What was that difference?
Yeah,
like?
I mean, the difference was, we're just basically doing grocery shopping, okay. And then we then got into at Target, and then got into buying. They were doing all kinds of stuff like clothing and this, that, and the other thing. And I think the average order is about $250.
Okay.
But sometimes they're higher than that. And of course, during the pandemic, people were like they're basically stranded from grocery stores and going to any kind of a store, period. And so they were very liberal with their tips. But when things started to cool down, the tips started to cool down too. So yeah, and it was just a different animal. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it, but this is much more fun. And I guess what appealed to me most about DeliverThat is that one of the things I did do when I was in journalism is that I wrote restaurant reviews and food columns for the Plain Dealer. So I'm a foodie, and it just kind of, made sense to me. So
I've been thinking, this is a little random, but we might have to hire you as like a part-time blogger or something. I've been thinking about getting some more print material kind of stuff
sure.
out in the web.
Oh yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah,
I'd love it.
Maybe do some restaurant reviews, things like that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. Like I said,
all right. Well, yeah,
okay, that's something to think about.
Yeah, well, I might bring you a presentation.
I should have brought my award-winning chili down for you today.
We're gonna have we have a chili cook-off.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Our drivers can be included with that.
We had a driver here to judge last year. You want to be a judge this year?
Yeah, I'll be a judge. I'm going to bring my chili down
and
too.
Bring a chili?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, we I think we did it after like the Super Bowl week last year, so I think that's maybe when we'll do it. But yeah, we have I think it'll be the third or fourth annual DT Chili Cook-Off.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm up for it.
Hell yeah. All right. I'll rope you into that. What about any other platforms you've been active on other than Shipt and DeliverThat?
I think the only other one I tried for a while, I did Instacart. No, I didn't care for it. And actually I did Spark for a while.
Okay.
But it's all the same, you never know where you're going to end up with a lot of these shop or just pick up and deliver, because I got unfortunately I shouldn't say unfortunately, but ended up in some pretty sketchy neighborhoods at times, and at night, and it's just like not going to do that again.
Yeah, and I guess on our platform you're kind of used to going to like businesses,
right.
Hospitals, like a little
right.
more where it's going to be an okay environment.
Right, exactly. And the other thing is that even if you're doing residences, they're usually in the suburbs and things like that. Not that I have anything against the inner city, but it's just different. I mean, it's a different atmosphere. So
for sure, yeah, that makes plenty of sense on my end. What about? So do you do food delivery right now for your full-time income, or is this all you're doing right now?
With DeliverThat?
Well, anything. You only drive for DeliverThat right now?
I just drive for DeliverThat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's been very good to me. I can't complain about it at all. I mean, if I really, want to bust my butt in that, I mean, I can make pretty decent money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's impressive. What if you could give like one piece of advice to a new driver on the platform, or maybe someone just looking to get a little more familiar with us as a platform, is there anything you would say off the top of your mind?
Well, I would say get to know your dispatchers first of all. I mean, because they're really the people that can point you in the right direction about things. And even though you may not talk to them as much as I used to when I first started a few years ago, because things have grown so much, it's still good to know who they are and make them your friends. Be nice to them, because it's like anything. It's like any kind of customer service situation. The people that are on the front end always get the brunt of the frustration of either a driver or whatever. In my case, sometimes if a delivery's late, I mean, they don't want to know why it's late. They just want to know when it's going to be be there, and they're not happy if there's a problem. So, not my fault, but at the same time, you're going to say, well, why didn't they, give us the plates that they were supposed to? Why did they forget this? I said, I don't know. I just pick up and do the deliveries, and they say, okay, Anyway, but
I think the team over there would be very appreciative of that, and I know for a fact. Obviously, you brought in donuts.
I did
this morning.
I did.
The dispatch team can be bribed with food.
Oh, good.
That is a factual statement out there for the driver fleet. If you want to get on the good
donuts,
side,
candy, sweets, of any kind.
we had a driver one time send us like Luminati's frozen pizzas from Chicago.
Oh, nice.
So we will accept food donations at the DeliverThat headquarters. that is a factual statement. What else do we got as far as DeliverThat? I think that's really all I have in terms of DeliverThat. I guess maybe in terms of food delivery, your interactions with like the restaurants and things of that nature. How do you go about making sure they feel comfortable with you taking the deliveries you show up for? I know you were just talking to Lisa about $1,000 order, $4,000 orders, right? So how do you make sure that they know you're prepared, you're understanding what the expectations are, and make them feel okay with using a third-party delivery platform?
Sure. Well, I mean, I started at the very beginning when I started doing this. I mean, I made sure that they knew that I had enough bags. They knew that I was, by demonstrating it, that I would always be on time to pick up unless something really crazy happened, and that I would take care of their deliveries. I treat it like I would treat their deliveries like I would want to have that food delivered to me. Let's put it that way. So it's important to do that, because if you have a crummy driver or a crummy restaurant experience and it's not taken care of, then the person who's ordering it won't come back again, or they'll go someplace else, and that's not what you want. So, and I get to know the people, the staff members at the restaurants. I know them by name. They know me by name, and it works so much better when you personalize things.
Yeah. So. Yeah, 100%. Are there I know you mentioned like customers not coming back, but are there any instances where there's things that have happened to you where you felt like, I don't want to go back to this restaurant again? I know a lot of times we talk about like horror stories where it's like, if you happen to show up a couple minutes late, if we communicated it to them or didn't, I don't know, you get yelled at, you come in, they're screaming at you, or you get to a restaurant and they're late with the food, and you show up the next time and they're late with the food again, and they don't understand that you have deliveries stacked and you're on a schedule and you're on a time budget, and you got to get these things done when it's supposed to be done. Are there things that would make you not want to come back to a restaurant?
Sure. I mean, number one, not being on time. I mean, there are a couple of restaurants in my market anyway that are notorious for, being 15 minutes I can deal with, but I've had restaurants that, are 45, an hour late with their food, and it just wrecks everything. And it not only it wrecks, the it wrecks the order for me, but it wrecks the order for the person I'm delivering to because they're expecting their food at 12 o'clock and it doesn't arrive until 1. So, yeah, there's that, and I've been in a couple of
What about like poor packaging and stuff
Oh,
like
poor
that?
package. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a great one. Yeah,
Yeah.
poor packaging is another thing. I mean, there's some restaurants that just take their pans and like cover them with foil and expect them to get to where they're supposed to be without any leakage, and that doesn't work very well. Yeah, or a restaurant that I've been in a couple of restaurants where I've actually been in their kitchens, and I would not want to go back.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a tough one. We don't need to navigate that.
No,
that
we're
too
not
much.
gonna
we
navigate
don't
that
need to
one.
navigate that too
But
much.
they're just some things like that. So
Okay.
But
okay.
mostly it's timeliness in the way things are packaged.
Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty understandable, and I think that honestly that's something we talk a lot about here and trying to help restaurants understand from our vantage point, right? Because they are vying for your guys' time, right? And you guys are humans, and whether the interaction goes perfect, good, bad, or ugly,
Right.
you're gonna have a reaction to that, and you're gonna remember it, right? So it's very important.
Yeah. Yeah, it is important, and I've noticed that there's a few places that used to use the, the foil pans and tin foil over the top that have moved to using plastic. I'm not a big advocate of like disposable plastics, but they do work in terms of like keeping the foods secure and safe and where it's supposed to be instead of at the bottom of my bag.
What about so since COVID and everything, there was like a shift to like individually boxed meals and things like that, or you have we have partners like Condado and things like that where they have like these taco boxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are there deliveries that you prefer to take based on the packaging or based on how easy the setup is?
Yeah, there are. I mean, I think places like, for instance, Red Robin and
there's burger boxes.
Burger boxes, Condados, and burger boxes, because it makes for an attractive setup, number one, and it may also make sure that the food is, safe and secure and gets from the restaurant to the customer without incident. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed 100% there. What about, I guess we can kind of move into just how you move so efficiently throughout the gig economy.
Okay.
And we can kind of talk about Gridwise and
Sure.
DeliverThat's partnership with it. If you are a driver on the DeliverThat platform, you can sign up through Gridwise for a free 90-day trial with Gridwise Plus.
Right.
Obviously get advantage like gas, hotspot locations, trends within the industry, things like that. When did you start utilizing that platform? Was it through DeliverThat or before?
Through DeliverThat. I mean, I wasn't aware of it beforehand. And for me, I mean, I can see how it could be very valuable for drivers who are like on multiple platforms, and especially people that are doing like things like DoorDash and Uber Eats and those, because with us it's not so much being in a hotspot location, because we pretty much know a day in advance what we're going to get, and occasionally we'll get same days, but it's a remarkable program in terms of how it can help organize your day and get your finances organized as well. I mean, primarily what I do, I use Gridwise to track my mileage and to give me an idea of like how much I've driven, and how much I've made for that particular order, and it'll break it down for you that if I drove about 50 miles or something, and made X amount of money, it'll tell me that, okay, you drove this, and if you're choosing the mileage thing, it'll tell you exactly how much you can deduct for your taxes out of it. So you can keep track of it that way instead of guesstimating at the end of the year, having all kinds of little paper receipts all over your car with that. So
how easy is it to use the platform? Like you said, you use it for financials mostly. Yeah. Does it track the mileage automatically?
Yeah.
Is there things you have to enter on your end?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, you just sign up. You put all your information into Gridwise about like your model car, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other thing, and when you're ready to do a gig or whatever as they call it, you just activate the mileage thing, and it'll keep track of your mileage throughout the entire distance that you're driving. And when you're done, you just end your shift, and that's it. And then you put in your, you know, information. It's very user friendly. It's incredibly friendly.
Nice. So it'd be basically like the same as like when you go available on our app, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, so you just like turn
Yeah.
that out. You go
Yeah.
available on that app. It
Right.
tracks the mileage. You go unavailable. It
Yeah,
stops.
right. And like I said, if I drove 50 miles and it tells you right at the end when you turn it off that you can deduct X amount of money, government, percentage on your taxes. And it'll keep a running tab of that throughout the year.
And can you just like export that and give that to a CPA or whoever, and they just take care of it for you?
Yeah, there's a way of exporting it that way.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I would suggest anybody that's doing multiple platforms, in particular, to hire a professional. Because the first year I tried to do it myself, and I just like, oh my God, this is crazy. And the difference between what I came up with as far as what I would owe the government and what the CPA came up with was vastly different. I mean, she saved me a lot of money.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. We're not here to give tax advice. That's for
No,
sure.
no. That
Yeah.
exactly not. So
Yeah, 100%. That's man. I had something else that I was gonna ask while you were talking.
Ask away.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of what it was. I lost it. What are you talking about?
We were talking
the
about-
app. You're talking about this. Oh, I know what I wanted to
Yes.
ask. I just wanted to ask about stuff outside of food delivery a little bit.
okay.
If we can just venture down a route to get to know Penny a little bit more
Sure,
outside of all
sure.
this. Did you grow up in Cleveland, Ohio?
Yeah, I grew up I grew up in Cleveland, Rocky River, which is a suburb on the west side of Cleveland. Was educated here. Went to school at Marquette University in Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah, and got my journalism degree there, and then was married for a while. Lived in Montana, lived in Maine, lived in New York.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And
I
you
mean-
came all the way back to Cleveland?
Yeah, but my family is here.
Okay.
My parents and my brothers and sisters, and yeah, we were very close family. So I just figured, I'm going to come back, and then decided to stay. There was no reason to leave, and found a lot of good jobs. Like I said, got into the food scene, writing, and things like that, and the rest is history.
Hell yeah. What about are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I mean, I watch the Browns when they're winning. I'm one of those, kind of like, rainy day, sports fans. I like the Guardians.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great. Cavaliers, of course. So, yeah, I follow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do
else
you do in
I
your
else
free?
to like?
Yeah.
What do I do for fun?
Yeah. What do you do in
Other
your free
than
time?
drive for DeliverThat?
Yeah. Well,
Um,
you said it is fun, but
It is fun. That's what I'm saying. No, I enjoy cooking. I mean, that's kind of like
oh yeah.
I do that a lot. I enjoy trying new restaurants all over town. I have a garden plot at the community garden in North Royalton where I grow a lot of organic vegetables.
Nice.
Enjoy that. Started hiking recently in the metro parks. Playing pickleball. I picked that up. That's fun. I used to be a competitive racquetball player back in the day, so pickleball is different, but
Right up your alley, though.
yeah, but it's different, but it's fun. You get to meet a lot of people, so yeah, those are just a few things.
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Oh my God, that's hard to say. I mean, I like doing Italian food. I mean, I
Okay.
just like experimenting with food. Period. It's just, but I tend to enjoy Italian food more so than anything else.
I'm a sucker for a chicken parm.
Are you really?
I'm
Okay.
a sucker for chicken parm. Love it.
Okay.
What you mentioned going out to eat in Cleveland. Do you have like a favorite like hole in the wall spot?
Well, if you want really good, and it literally a hole in the wall, Mexican food in Cleveland, there's a place called Via Zapatas, which is in Cleveland's west side, and it's been there for years, and it's not anything like the chain restaurants. I mean, the food is really very good. It's all freshly made, and yeah, it's really good.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So is Mexican your other go-to if
Yeah,
we're
I
not
like
doing
I
Italian?
like Mexican, and I really, if you like chicken parm, if you're ever downtown, I mean, if you're ever in my neck of the woods.
Bruno's
Is a little hole-in-the-wall place that has a fabulous Italian food.
Have you ever been to Trattoria in Little Italy?
I have.
That's my go-to spot when I'm in Cleveland.
Yeah, Trattoria is good too.
Yeah.
That's very good. So there's some. I mean, Cleveland has burst on the scene from as far as like a food destination.
For sure.
Particularly like Tremont and
Lakewood's been popping off a little bit.
Lakewood's been popping up. Tremont, Ohio City. Parts of around West 25th Street that were never developed before, but it's becoming a little food mecca too. And the West Side Market, if you ever need to get anything, you can find it at the West Side Market.
Hell yeah! I think I've only been to the West Side Market like 1 or 2 times. I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah, but I mean it's you can find spices, you can find just about anything you need to find there.
Hell yeah. What about, you mentioned you kind of been, what you said, Montana, Maine, and listed a couple of states from there. Do you have any bucket list destinations that you'd want to travel to?
I want to go back to Italy and spend a month. I mean,
You've already been?
I've been to Italy a couple of times.
Nice.
And I loved it. I mean, it's just, it's fantastic. People are wonderful. People are great. So, yeah, Italy. There's just so much. I mean, there's just so many places that are left to see in so little time. So yeah. Let's see where else. Italy. I like Europe in general. I mean, actually, I lived in Europe for about 6 months.
Okay.
Shortly after graduation. So and then traveled around. I lived in England for a while. I think it was for 6 months. Actually, 3 months, and then I spent 3 months traveling from. Literally drove from England to Greece in a little Renault car that fit like 2 people.
That's crazy. I feel like Greece is a hotspot travel destination as of late, like Mykonos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice. Yeah. I don't even have a passport.
Well, you better get one.
Yeah. I'm a little behind in my traveling days. We were talking about that a little pre-pod though, where I have been. Man, what else do I got? Anything? I got something for you.
Go ahead.
What was you mentioned journalism and stuff. What
Yeah.
about growing up? What was your first job?
My first job was at an ice cream store in very close to where I live. I was a sophomore at Magnificat High School, and it was actually this was such a coveted position that you had to have it handed down to you from another employee. I mean, you just didn't walk in off the street. It was called Penguins. It's not there anymore. We made the ice cream right on site and that. And I'll tell you, when I was in high school, I was really one popular girl because all the football players used to come up and we used to give them food free shakes and stuff like that. So it was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that besides DeliverThat, that was probably the most fun job I've had.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that comparison. What do you have a favorite ice cream flavor of all time?
Favorite ice cream flavor of all time? Yeah, I like dark chocolate fudge brownie type thing.
All right, same. I'm literally the exact same.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love anything brownie. Handles has
Handles
chocoholic chunk.
Yes, it's so good. Yes, it is.
So good.
There's a Handles right down the street from where I live in
I
Burlington.
love the chocoholic chunk of Handles. They have like a brownie. They call it a hurricane or something like that. They're blizzards or something. They don't call it a blizzard. They call it something else. It's pretty good.
Right. So yeah, it's good.
Nice. All right. First job out of the way. How do you feel? What about pets? Anything? Did we ever grow up with any pets? Or a dog,
oh my
cat
God,
lady?
I've had dogs all my life. I have 3 right now. So
nice.
Yeah, they're all small, but they're good. I mean, they're nice companions. And I would like to say something to like people who are considering driving for DeliverThat.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Is that, I mean, a lot of young people take these jobs, and I'm obviously not a really young person. I'm young at heart. But I would highly encourage people who are, like I said, in retirement or approaching retirement and, looking for something to do that is profitable, not too stressful, and a lot of fun to do that, to sign up, because it's a great company. DeliverThat's a great company to work with, and you can set your own hours, You can work when you want to. You can make as much money as you want to, or, you just keep yourself busy.
I love it.
Yeah,
that was
no,
great.
It's true. No, it's true. I mean, it's a. Let's put it this way: it's better than driving a school bus.
I'm not a kid guy either, so I don't know.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's a good job.
I think everyone appreciates you saying all that. That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think on that note, we can go ahead and close this thing out.
Okay. Sounds
All
good,
right.
Ben.
Penny, I appreciate you coming down to the office, bringing us the donuts.
Sure.
All your time on the platform, all your help.
Well,
It's been amazing.
Shoot for at least get the $1 million done by the end of the year.
We'll let you know. I'll update you. I'll let you know how close we get.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. Bye.